I read that you are liberal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yes, I'm liberal.
And what does it mean to be a liberal? What does that mean to you?
So I believe in a couple things: strong institutions, a social safety net, and some level of valuing for kind of like social unity under core principles.
And how is it possible to be a Christian and a liberal?
Very possible. I don't think your faith should be underneath your politics. I think if you think that these two things must be kind of hierarchically organized, that's probably an issue.
But liberals are like, they tend to be, they believe in socialism. They
I don't.
believe in free stuff. Uh,
I don't know if Jesus was opposed to free stuff. I'm not a socialist. Not all liberals are the same, right? Like there's a lot of camps in the liberal space.
oh, I see. And what
Yeah.
type of liberal are you?
I'm not the socialist type, that's for sure. I'm like a standard democracy capitalist lib. What- Yeah,
So
the
you,
leftists would say a liberal, a lib.
so you wouldn't fit. Are you a feminist?
Yeah, not one that many own, but yes.
So are you a liberal feminist?
Uh, am I a liberal feminist? Probably not, because that's like a I don't. Do you know much about like the feminist civil war that's going on right now?
Not a lot, but I kind of. They hate men and they want to take over.
I do. I think they all agree at least that we don't like Peterson, but um yeah, there's a lot of factions. Some of them have a whole island. Like Britain is like the feminist space that doesn't like trans people. Yeah, there's a lot of infighting amongst feminists. So liberal feminist is like a specific label. I'm
Uh-huh.
not a liberal feminist in like the feminist philosophical framework.
Are you a millennial or a Z?
I'm like the tail end of a millennial. I'm 31.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
so, how does your parents feel about you being a Christian and a liberal?
They're okay with it.
Yeah.
They're conservative, but I think in Canada especially, our politics are very our faith is first and our politics are second. So we disagree on certain things, especially like politically, but it doesn't change like the unifying front that we like believe in the same God and the same faith and that we worship the same God. So
Oh, I see. And they know that you're a feminist liberal.
they do, yeah.
And do they complain about that or they accept it?
No, it's more like teasing and jokes. In
Oh,
Canada, politics is very different in Canada than America. Politics is like in America, it's like your tribe. Whereas politics in Canada, we have like seven parties federally, so it's
wow.
pretty normal to vote. Like municipally, you vote NDP, and provincially, you might vote conservative, and federally, you might vote like liberal. So we're just a lot less like diehard on our parties, and I think that really changes the way that we experience politics compared to like Americans, where it seems like politics is very identity tied for Americans.
And how did you get so involved in politics and why?
That's a good question. I think I've just always been very interested in learning. I love philosophy, and Aristotle is my favorite philosopher. And so he has this rule that politics is like one of the greatest forms of philosophizing. So I think I very naturally moved into politics because of my interest in philosophy. Yeah.
Would you ever run for office?
In America, I
Yeah.
can't. So
Oh, you
definitely
can
not.
in America, right?
Yeah.
Would you ever be interested in doing something like that? Even though you
Probably
can't do it in
not.
Canada, in America.
Probably not, no.
You have kids?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, I noticed that ever since women have been allowed to vote, that everything just been screwed up and it's getting worse. Was it a mistake to allow women the rights to vote?
No, I think it's like the morally correct position. I think it is part of the American project. Agency is really, really important, both in our faith, choice is salvation, and in the American project. So, no, giving women the choice is good.
So was it a good thing or a bad thing to allow them to vote, though?
It's good. It's moral.
I'm sorry?
It's the good thing. It's the moral thing to do.
But why is it the moral thing? And when they were not, or a good thing, when they were not allowed to vote, America was amazing. But once they allowed them to vote, they want free health care. They want free babysitting services. They want us to pay for all that. They want to save the blacks, and they want daycare. They want us to pay for everything. And they always vote the wrong way because of
What do you
their
mean?
emotional and mental capability. They tend to be like unable to make the right decision because their psyche is not logical. And as a result, the country going to hell in a handbasket. Do you agree
So,
with that?
no. Do you think that America in 1880 is bigger, stronger, and more American than America in like the 1980s?
I think America was better before women had the right to vote than it
So
is today.
1880 America was better, even though Britain was a superpower.
It still was better than it is today because now that, if you notice, now that the women are allowed to vote, and there's, according to reports, more women than men, socialism is coming about, men jobs are being taken away from them, men children are being taken away from them because of course are on the side of the woman, and everything is insane because even cars are soft and they don't make noise anymore because the women complain about the noise. They
It's
they
probably more old people, but my suspicion. It's usually old people that make noise complaints or people with young children versus women.
no, it's a woman's thing. Men love loud cars.
Why did God give us the right to choose? Why does he make salvation a choice?
God didn't give you the right to choose.
He did. He put the tree of evil. He made choice right from Adam and Eve.
Right. But that was only because he wanted man to know that he's not going to force you to love him. You have to love him or not love him. But what does that have to do with women voting?
Well, if God views choice as more important than sin, right? Because if he hadn't put the tree of good and evil in the garden, that we wouldn't have ever had a choice to do sin. And so if God valued our ability to choose, even though he knew we would choose wrong, who are we in the American project to say, okay, well, we know better, and actually we're going to take away people's right to choose because we're actually better than God in this way. It seems very directional with salvation, that agency is like the most important thing, because if you don't have choice, then it means that you are simply a slave to doing good things by necessity, and that isn't a good world at all. The person who can look at evil and look at good and choose good anyways, that's noble, and we need to make, like, God makes a space for us to do that, despite the fact that even with God we choose wrong every single day.
But God only gave us one choice, and that choice is to come out of hell if you want. You can live in your misery all of your life, or you can realize, you know what, I'm tired of living in hell. And emotional people are living in hell, right? And so you decide, you know what, God, I'm tired of living this way. Help me out of it. That's the only choice you have. Or he'll just leave you in your hell. You have no other choice.
Well, I feel like even once you choose God, like Christians still do sin, right?
But they don't choose God. But what does that have to do with women voting, though? That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's about choice, right? The reason why I think women voting is good is because it's giving them more choice.
But women don't make choices. They don't know how to make the right choice because they're so emotional.
So women can't sin?
They're so women are so emotional and illogical, they can't make the right choice. Have you noticed that?
But I guess I'm asking, like, if women can't choose, then they can't sin. They're just kind of like
I
meat
don't know what
robots.
that had to do with that.
Well,
That's
sin is about choice, right? Like
no,
if I steal cookies and my parents go, "Kyla, did you steal cookies?" And I go, "No, I've made a choice to lie to my parents in that moment," right?
no.
No?
The only choice that a human being has is to whether they want to come out of their misery. If you realize, you know what, I don't like living this way. I'm unhappy, I'm miserable, or I have fear and all that. I want out. That's the only choice they make. You never make a choice in your whole life after that. And you're not making a choice before that.
So is God making you sin when you are a Christian who acts in sin? Christians sin, right?
What does that have to do with women voting? I'm trying to understand that.
Choice, right? Like God, you said God only allows you to have one choice. And it's like, well, no, God, even when you choose him, he actually asks you to choose him every single day, bear your
No,
cross every day, right? And so
no.
God allows us to choose constantly. He's constantly allowing us the space to choose to sin or not to sin, even as Christians, every single day. That's why we need him every day. We don't need God once in our life. We need God every single day because we have the choice to do noble or ignoble. And if God
That's not true what
values
you're
choice to that
saying.
level, we probably should too.
So, so I guess you're not going to answer the question about what is that. Since women are so illogical, emotionally and mentally, they can't make the right decision. Why would they be given the right to vote when they don't know what they want?
I guess I'm saying to you, I think women can make choices. I think women can sin. I think women make choices all the time. You might not agree with the choices that they make, but for us to call their actions wrong, we either have to say, well, they're just meat robots that can't help but doing evil things, or we have to
Right.
say women are choosing bad things. But if they're robots, then they're more like children. We don't get like mad at children for like doing the wrong thing when they don't know better. We like teach them better. But I don't view women that way. I think women are adults that can make choices. They can make bad choices and good choices. I just believe in a system where we allow them to make those choices, including allowing them to make bad choices,
Do
because I
you,
think that's what's modeled for us in our faith.